Hello, welcome to another edition of Be at Home with the American Marketing Association, taking the pulse of what marketers are doing during this pandemic. My name is Steve Heisler, staff writer for Marketing News, and I'm joined as always by Sarah Steimer, managing editor of Marketing News. Sarah, good to see you.
Hey Steve, good to see you too.
One quick note before we begin, we have released a special online edition version of Marketing News focused completely on the pandemic. The link will be down here in the description. Everything else, ama.org. Sarah, we're here to discuss how familiar brands, particularly in the food industry, are seeing a resurgence during COVID-19 as consumers look to feel more comfort.
So companies like Anheuser-Busch, so I should say food and beverage space, Unilever, Nestle, those sorts of brands are really seeing a boost in things like Stouffer's mac and cheese, or, Kraft is saying that some of their products that are a little bit more familiar are kind of coming back. It does have a lot to do with that comfort piece, certainly. I do remember, we didn't do a ton of prepackaged food when I was growing up, but one of the ones that I did love was Stouffer's French bread pizza. And there have been a few times during quarantine where I'm like, boy, what I'd kill for one of those French breads with the pepperonis, that it's a quarter of the pepperoni. With Anheuser-Busch, they were saying that some of their brands, just straight, we used to call it Bud Heavy if we wanted just a straight Budweiser in college. So the Bud Heavy is back again for people because it's a comfort brand.
We've spoken in the past about nostalgia marketing and nostalgia packaging, and how people are drawn to that during times of crisis. People are likely drawn to these familiar brands because it reminds them of a simpler time, a time before COVID. These are brands that they likely grew up with. Brands that are hoping to capitalize on this trend can do a couple of things. The first is to introduce nostalgia packaging, which, as we said, has a powerful effect on consumers. The other is to potentially bring back some of the older products that they used to offer, because it will remind consumers about pre-COVID and things that they used to eat when they were younger that did bring them comfort. And the third thing is to potentially feature it in some of their COVID ads to draw people to the brand and to draw the eyes there.
I wonder if any of these brands will actually bring back some of their classic commercials. We know that a lot of brands do that around the holidays, especially there's the Campbell soup commercial with the snowman that melts and everything, and it kind of gives you this cozy feeling. I wonder if we'll see something like that come back. Campbell Soup Company last month said retailers were buying more of its canned soup, as well as products like SpaghettiOs and Swanson canned chicken. I don't entirely know what canned chicken is, and I'm probably not going to find out anytime soon. But these things people are reaching for them. Steve, how about you? I mentioned my Stouffer's French bread pizza, but is there an old school brand that you really love, that you have maybe purchased so far during the pandemic or hope to purchase?
Even you saying the name of SpaghettiOs makes me conjure the exact taste of SpaghettiOs and how much comfort it used to bring me. So thank you, representative for Chef Boyardee. I'll be probably purchasing SpaghettiOs later. I have had chicken in a can, by the way. It is exactly what you think it is. And it is precisely how gross you think it is. To your point, bringing back old ads or even new ads that mention some of these older brands are going to spark those memories that consumers have already had. This also builds a lot on the brand equity that you've been working a long time to build. It's amazing with some of these brands how you can just say the name and all of a sudden we have the exact same taste in our mouth between the two of us. That's how powerful it is.
That's a great point. Is that another way for people to connect with each other? That you can bond over it or something like that. Let's all get some Oreos and have a cocktail hour together or something like that. I'm just spitballing. It's an idea. Maybe you take this idea, everyone.
That also speaks a lot to what other brands can do in the space. Even brands like Nintendo are releasing old games. And again, it's a way to connect. If we're talking about something that we're playing or a book that we're reading over Zoom, it creates this connection, and brands are going to be filling that in. We're going to remember that we spoke about that particular product or that particular activity after this is all over.
You can continue to follow along as we report and research on these sorts of topics. Go to ama.org/daily to sign up for my AMA Daily, which is our daily newsletter. And of course, as we mentioned, we have that brand new online only special issue of Marketing News. Here, look for it here. And definitely check that out. You can download it on our website as well. Steve, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Have a lovely rest of the day.